We're here in Raymond James Stadium in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Welcome to this matchup between two teams from the NFC as the Packers match up against the Bucs. They're lined up for the kickoff, so let's get today's game started. Perry looks like he's just about ready to kick this one off. This one is fielded by Turner. It's 1st and 10.
Will start the drive at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
From the start.
Wallace, the lone setback. Looking for room. Number 47 comes up to make the play at the 26.
When your offensive line is getting a good push up front, it's a lot easier to pick up yardage on the ground.
Ball on their own 26.
Ball on the 26-yard line.
Deuce it. Let's go.
Green Bay comes out in their nickel package.
Yeah, you see me. Defense, get ready. Yeah, let's go, baby.
Dropping back, throwing. Wide receiver has it. Williams is there on the stop at the 36, and they get a completion out of what appeared to have been a big mismatch. Ball on their own 36.
Ball on the 36-yard line.
Bring it up.
Wallace in the backfield. Weiner sends a man in motion.
We turning it up.
Hand it off. Jackson is there for the tackle at the 38. Wallace battles his way forward for what appears to be a 2-yard pickup. Second and 8 coming up here.
Ball on the 38-yard line.
Regular.
Weiner with a man in motion.
What's the hard count? Hey, watch that screen.
With the carry. Number 35 comes up to make the play at the 40.
Right now, they need to keep going at the defense with a run. Sooner or later, they'll be able to break one for a big gain.
Ball on their own 40.
Ball on the 40-yard line.
Throw right. Come on. Set. All on us, y'all.
It's a blitz. Gets rid of it. Can't bring it down. This one will be spotted at the 47.
This is good communication between the quarterback and his receiver to keep the chains moving. They know where the first down marker is, and they recognize the type of coverage the defense is playing. The ball is there, and so is the catch.
Let's go. Play hard and fast, baby. Check it. Yeah, it's on. No, one. All right, now.
On the call, number 50 stops him for negative yardage. Great read by the defensive line there, John. They knew exactly what was coming.
And knowing what they like to do out there comes from lots of film study and preparation. When you know what a team likes to call in certain situations, 3rd and long, 2nd and short, it really gives you an edge on defense.
Hand off to the tailback. They'll spot this one at the 45.
The defense held their positions and didn't let them get very far.
Gain of about a yard. So it's 3rd down and long.
Ball on the 45-yard line.
Keep the throttle down. Hey, let's go. Set. Let's go, B. Let's go. Hey. Get it started.
Throwing. He hits his receiver. Singleton is there for the tackle. John, he'll be well short of the first down.
Now, here's the thing. The defense had all the guys covered who were beyond the marker. So it was up to the short man to make something happen after the catch, and he just couldn't do it.
Nystrom comes into the game for the punt. Jones sets up to run back the punt. Fair catch. In my mind, a big advantage to this offensive unit with their running game against a defensive unit that has a tough time stopping the run.
Their front seven needs to get more aggressive. They need to get the jump on those offensive tackles and force them to get their inside foot back so they can take off in the middle.
The Bucs come out in a 4-3. A little misdirection. Atkinson comes up to make the play at the 28-yard line.
You can't have a good running attack without blocking, but blocking alone won't get you what you need. You got to have a back who can find the holes when they're there.
Second and 2.
Ball on the 28-yard line.
Hey, watch the screen. Set.
Hand off to the tailback. Oliver is there for the tackle at the 31. So he took the delayed handoff and picked up enough for the first down.
First and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line.
Nothing. They don't get nothing. Watch that.
The Buccaneers come out in a 4-3.
Let's go now. Got the snap down. Gotta have it, D.
With the pass, he hits his receiver. Nice gain on that play after it looked like he was going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, and he did come very, very close, but the official was right on top of it.
Call a completed pass on the play.
And as the official takes a look at the play, so will we.
And the issue here is that the official called him out of bounds. Now you have to look at not only did he get both feet in bounds, but did he have possession?
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The player had control of the ball.
Clearly the coach thought it could have been reversed, but it didn't turn out that way.
That's one of those calls where you just want to be sure the officials made the right call in the field. It didn't get overturned, but the coach has to feel better now that he knows it wasn't a bad call.
They line up in the I formation. To carry it, fakes the handoff. Going deep. The 10, 5, touchdown, Packers.
Green Bay.
They exploited the blitz by going up top and deep.
And with every defense, there's always a weakness. You just have to be able to find it and to beat it. They called the right play there, and they come up with a score.
Perry comes in to attempt the point after. The extra point attempt is good. Great job moving the ball down the field for a touchdown on their first possession.
I really like the way these guys came right out after you on offense. They made the right calls, executed properly, and put that one right in the end zone.
Green Bay is lined up for the kickoff. Turner back to return.
This one is fielded by Turner.
You know that the offense has their eyes set on tying this thing up here on this drive. We'll have to see what they're able to put together.
The
First and
Buccaneers
10.
will start the drive at the 20-yard line. First and 10.
Watch each other back.
The Buccaneers come out in the bunch formation. Hand off to the tailback. Number 99 comes up to make the play at the 26.
Running the ball consistently is the first step in creating a balanced attack.
So that play goes for about 6. Second down and 4 to go.
Ball on the 26-yard line.
Back in the gun. Watch this.
Liner from the shotgun.
Move there.
Pressure coming. Gets the pass off. The pass is picked off. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown. They're able to knock the ball off course and then take it all the way back for a touchdown. Perry comes in for the extra point. The extra point attempt is good.
Now, if the quarterback is still rattled after that play, we'll find out on this first throw. The coach will probably go with something simple to get some of his confidence back. But one thing he can't be worried about is throwing that football. I think he'll come out firing to show us all that he's ready to make a play.
Green Bay is lined up for the kickoff. Werner back deep to return.
Nice distance. This one is taken by Turner. Flags are down, and this one appears to be on the offense.
Holding on the receiving team, number 56.
A team has to show discipline and execute properly out there. If they don't, they'll find it's much harder to overcome the other team and get a win.
Ball on their own 21.
At the 21-yard line. 1st and 10.
Over swing right. Keep moving. It's showtime, baby.
Hands it off to the back. Signal is there on the stop at the 21-yard line. Big tackle there for a loss and great pursuit there, John.
You can say that again. He knows how to prepare, and it really pays off when you make stops like that.
Ball on their own 21.
Ball on the 21-yard line.
Turn it up now. Regular.
Harris in motion.
Yeah, go, go. Let's ride, man.
Dropping back. Rolls right. Throwing. Almost intercepted.
Sometimes in zone coverage, a quarterback will throw to a spot where his receiver is supposed to be. That time, the only one there was a defender who couldn't make the catch.
3rd and 10. Ball on the 21-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Green Bay comes out in their nickel package.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Gets rid of it. This one falls incomplete.
It was almost like the defenders were in the huddle on that series. They hit a roadblock with everything they tried.
Nystrom is ready to punt this one away. Jones looks like he's ready for the return. From the 39-yard line.
39-yard punt. Return for a gain of 1 yard. First and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line.
Play football. Go make a play. That's right.
The Bucs with a 4-man front. It's on the ground. The Packers get it. They got that one back.
Second and 14. Ball on the 37-yard line.
Keep the throttle down. Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing.
The Buccaneers come out in a 4-3.
There we go. Let's go, boys.
They give it to the halfback. Setting up play action. Almost picked off. Simpson was the one they were trying to get the ball to. Hey, who's there on the coverage?
Third and 14. Ball on the 37-yard line.
We turning it up. Watch the ball be shot. Hey, watch the move. Watch your man. There we go, D.
Gets the pass off, and the catch is made. Atkinson comes up to make the play at the 48.
That kind of thing always makes me shake my head. What was the guy thinking? A short pass reception like that will never get you the yardage you need to move past the first down marker.
So they'll line up to punt after going 3 and out. Won't take a chance trying to return this one.
Fair catch made at the 13-yard line. The Buccaneers will start the drive at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10.
The Packers come out in a nickel package.
Hey, let's go 1 deep.
Going to the air on 1st down. Throwing. Right on target to the wide receiver.
You can count on him to make a handful of great catches throughout the game and really get that field stretch.
First and 10.
Ball on the 37-yard line.
Play hard and fast, baby.
Only one man in the backfield. Receives the handoff. Gets rid of it. Incomplete as the defender knocks it away. They dropped additional people into the secondary, but still generated an excellent pass rush.
And that gives you a lot of flexibility calling your defense. If the guys up front are good at creating pressure, then you don't have to blitz as often, giving you the ability to double cover an opponent's best receiver.
They give it to the halfback. Number 90 comes up to make the play at the 39. So let's take a look at how this back compares to the opposition. It's 3rd down and 8 to go.
39-yard line.
Under 10.
The lineup with 6 defensive backs.
Let's go. Let's go. Be good.
Dropping back. Throwing. He just can't find a way to bring that one in.
That's a little surprising. The receivers coach has been spending extra time with all his guys on offense working on mechanics and their technique. He told me that he's seen a big improvement. But a big drop on 3rd down like that shows that they still need a little more work.
Maestrom will come in now to punt it away. Jones back to return. From the 25. Not much return room that time, and he goes down at the 33-yard line. Ball on their own 33.
The drive at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10.
Bring it up.
The Bucs come out in a 4-3. Hands it off to the back. Number 95 is there on the stop at the 47-yard line. After 1 quarter of play, the score is 14-0 Packers.
The score is Green Bay 14, Tampa Bay nothing.
And we're ready to start the second quarter. First and 10.
Ball on the 47-yard line.
Throw right. Set. Clear.
Little misdirection.
Go. Plug it.
Conway is there on the stop at the 48-yard line.
A tough running game will make your passing attack even more effective.
Ball right around midfield.
Ball on the 48-yard line.
Hey, let's go.
The Buccaneers come out in a nickel package.
Watch out.
With the pass. Incomplete pass. That short pass is incomplete. It'll be 3rd down now.
Third and 5. Ball on the 48-yard line.
Let's go. Set. Here we go. Watch each other back.
To carry it, they'll go with a play fake. Throws it, and he makes the grab. McDaniels is there on the stop at the 33. They pick up 14 yards on 3rd down. So they have 1st and 10 here.
On the 33-yard line.
Regular.
Nickelback in this time. Pass play here on first down with the throw. And this pass is completed. Mays comes up to make the play. At the 13. They get another first down here.
Well, they're not doing anything fancy, but good old-fashioned drop back and pass, and it's working.
First and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line.
Hold the look.
They haven't been into the red zone until now, but they've scored from outside the 20. Conway is there on the stop at the 10. So after that run, we can see how the two main threats on the ground have fared so far. They need 10 for the touchdown.
Ball on the 10-yard line.
Will. Set. Play football. Get it started. We coming to red. Let's go, Will. Get it out.
They give it to the halfback. He just unloaded on him. Great run there. That'll be a first down.
He really ran well there. He gets some great blocks, and he has patience as he picks up the first down.
It's first and goal at the 1.
Keep it up.
Jones, the lone back. Looks to the end zone. Touchdown, Packers.
Green Bay.
A great throw and catch, and it's his second touchdown reception of the game. Perry comes in to attempt the point after. The point after is good. Another drive, John, that results in a touchdown, and this game is quickly getting out of hand.
This defense has a solid core of players. They just don't seem to be playing very well in this one. They still have to go, and maybe they can turn things around. But they have to find a way to swing the momentum in their favor.
Green Bay is lined up for the kickoff. Turner back deep to return.
This one is taken by Turner. The Bucs need to rebound quickly as they start this drive at the 20-yard line. Ball on their own 20.
Will start the drive at the 20-yard line. First and 10.
You can't stop me.
Wallace, the lone setback.
Here we go. Nothing. They don't get nothing. Come on.
Hand off to the tailback. Number 90 is there for the tackle at the 25-yard line. And now our viewers can see how successful each team's main running threat has been today.
Second and 5. Ball on the 25-yard line.
You gotta believe it. It's RJ.
Hand it off. He's brought down behind the line for a short loss.
You know, that's what this defense will do to you. They're so good in pursuit that if you start trying to go east and west in the backfield, you're in trouble. I'd try and run the ball right at them. That'll negate the speed that these guys have to the outside.
6. Ball on the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The Packers come out in a nickel pack. Throws it, and this pass is completed. Williams comes up to make the play at the 37-yard line. Good throw there and a first down pickup.
You know, an NFL quarterback has to have a strong arm to be successful. He doesn't necessarily need to be able to throw it 70 yards, but he has to put some zip in the ball and squeeze it into tight places.
All right, let's go. Watch your eyes.
He hands it off. Flips the pass. Singleton is there on the stop at the 44-yard line. Wallace running hard, going right through the arm tackles. Ball on their own 44.
Ball on the 44-yard line.
Check it. Play hard and fast, baby.
Only one man back. He tucks it away. Jackson comes up to make the play at the 45.
One thing these guys don't want to do is give up in a running game, because if they do that, they become one-dimensional, and that plays right into the defense's hands.
Ball on their own 45.
Ball on the 45-yard line.
Bring it up, bring it up. Lock it up. Everything you got.
Only one man in the backfield. Throwing. The wide receiver has it. Number 47 makes the tackle at the 49. They convert for the first down on that throw.
And they ran the perfect play to get those couple of yards.
It's first and 10.
Ball on the 49-yard line.
Hold the look. So low, so low. They ain't got nothing.
The Packers line up in the quarter defense. With the pass, knocked away.
And there's not one wide receiver who can ever claim that he's never dropped a pass. It's just part of the game.
Eighth play of this drive.
Ball on the 49-yard line.
Do something. Let's go. Nothing. They don't get
Matt
nothing.
moves in motion.
Follow.
Give it to the halfback. Great move to get free. The 40, the 30. A lot of space in front of him. The 10, and they're in. Touchdown.
Look at the speed this guy has. But it's not all about his speed. Watch him break through a tackle and just keep going downfield. That was one heck of a run.
The extra point attempt is good.
The offense kept taking and taking, and the defense kept giving and giving until they finally got the touchdown.
Maestro comes in to kick off.
Jones back deep to return.
This one is taken by Jones. Let's see if they can have the same sort of success on this possession that they had on their last, picking up a lot of yardage through the air on their way to a score. Ball on their own 20.
Start the drive at the 20-yard line. First and 10.
Here we go, baby.
The Buccaneers come out in a 4-3. With a counter play, what a collision. Blair is there on the stop at the 21-yard line. Now let's have a look at what our runners have done up to this point. Ball on their own 21.
Ball on the 21-yard line.
We like to pack the rules.
They'll go from the I formation. Little sends a man in motion. Hand it off. Nice move. They'll spot this one at the 25. So that tackle was his third.
This team's always trying to get a good mix of run and pass plays.
Ball on their own 25.
Ball on the 25-yard line.
What screen? Here we go, baby.
The Buccaneers line up in a 4-3.
Let's go. Not today.
On the call, they'll go with a play fake. With the throw, right on target to the wide receiver. The 40, the 30, the 20, and he showboats his way toward the end zone. Touchdown, Packers.
When you get this kind of execution, you got a great chance of making a big play. Watch it here as everyone takes care of their assignment. The pass is thrown where the receiver can make the best play in the ball, and it's 6 points.
The extra point attempt is good. Another drive leads to another score, and they're really clicking now. This is going to be a very long day for this defense.
They're trying everything out there, but they can't seem to slow these guys down. The offense has a lot of work to do. Maybe it's going to be up to the defense to make some adjustment and find a way to slow this offensive unit down.
Perry needing to kick this one off. Booming kick downfield. This one is taken by Turner. The Bucs have their work cut out for them as they take over at the 20-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Will start the drive at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
The backs are lined up in an I.
Here we come. Let's go, let's go. There we go, D.
Going long. And he dropped it.
He put the ball exactly where you want to put it.
Intended receiver on the play.
Two-minute warning coming up.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
So low. Here we go, baby.
Only one man back.
Here we go. Let's go now. Here we go.
Pump fakes. Throws it. Nearly intercepted.
That was a good play, turned bad play. Good because their zone defense worked well. Bad because he dropped the interception. That's one he wishes he could have back.
Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
I'm coming through, baby. Let's go. Be physical.
The defense has had difficulty stopping them on 3rd down. Dropping back. Gets rid of it. He was tipped. Carton had the coverage on the play.
On the coverage.
Good defensive stand there. Now they'll punt it away after a 3-and-out. This one goes out of bounds. Two-minute warning coming up.
On the 48-yard line.
All on us, y'all. Let's go, boys.
The Bucs come out in a 4-3. Hand it off to the back. Bryant comes up to make the play. Jones runs it through the middle, a gain of about 6. Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
On the 42-yard line.
And we've reached the 2-minute mark here in the first half.
42-yard line.
Under 10. Here we go.
The Buccaneers with a 4-man front.
Right. All right, let's go.
They give it to the halfback. Atkinson is there on the stop at the 42-yard line. No place to run on that one.
And the thing is, when you don't get underneath the defensive line, you're not going to have the leverage that's needed to knock them off the ball. And that time, the defense had all the leverage.
It's 3rd down and 4 to go.
42-yard line.
Let's go. Let's do our thing.
The Bucs line up in a 4-3.
Here we go. From the start. Bring it up. Let's go now. Come on. We gotta have it, D. I can do it, baby. Let's go, boys.
Looking for room. Oliver comes up to make the play at the 42.
1-yard loss on the play.
He'll try to pin them inside the 10. He's waving for the fair catch.
Touchback.
They got to have good clock management if they want to get some points in this drive. And if they can get some, it'll be a big help for them going into half.
1st and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Hey, let's go. Let us big time. Alert.
Liner from the shotgun. Blitz is coming. Number 47 is there on the stop at the 30-yard line. The rush was on, but it's a nice gain thanks to a nice throw by Liner.
He read the blitz and he got rid of the ball very quickly. This is the kind of guy you love to have behind center. The kind of guy that won't get rattled when he feels a big rush coming.
Yeah, you see me. Watch each other back.
The Packers come out in a nickel package. Throws it, drops the interception. Clark with the coverage.
Russell, the intended receiver on the play. Third and inches. Ball on the 30-yard line.
Don't stop that motor.
Green Bay comes out with 7 in the secondary.
Watch the snap down. Watch screen. This is it.
Gets rid of it, and the catch is made. Alexander is there on the stop at the 49-yard line.
You know what this does? It keeps one defense on the field, and it doesn't let them get the right personnel in there sometimes.
First and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Go make a play. Ain't no thing.
Only one man back.
Here we go. All on us, y'all. Hey, let's go one deep.
Pass play here on 1st down. Throws it. It's batted away. He somehow got that pass off.
The play didn't work because the quarterback's timing and balance was off. When he starts to feel pressure, he gets a little nervous, and he has to get rid of the ball.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Yes, on.
The Packers come out in a nickel package.
Get it, son. Watch out.
Under pressure with the pass. Jackson is there on the stop at the 48.
Here's a no-huddle. It's a good way to keep the defense off balance.
Throwing. This one will be spotted at the 44-yard line. He got in there and made the tackle, his 4th of the game. So after the first 2 quarters of play, score is 28-7. Packers.
28. Tampa Bay. 7.
As we take a look at his success returning kicks, we get ready for the kickoff. Maestro will be kicking off.
To start the second half.
He got all of that one. This one is taken by Jones.
In the first half, the other team let their guard down and seemed unprepared for what they were going to face out there. You can be sure that they made some adjustments, and they're going to come out more focused now.
The Packers will start the drive at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Here we go, baby.
The Buccaneers come out in a nickel package. Gets the pass off. Ooh, nearly picked off. Conway is the injured player on the field. He'll be coming out for this next play, so we'll find out what the story is.
Second and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Here I go. One back.
The Bucs line up in a 4-3. Throwing.
They like to throw it to the sidelines in situations like that. The throw is just a little off.
Black was the intended receiver on that play. So as they get set to try to convert, here's what both teams have done on third down.
Big play now, big play.
The Buccaneers come out in the quarter defense.
Watch the snap down.
Drops back. Closing in with the pass. This one falls incomplete.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 52.
The defense gets hit with a penalty that'll give them a first down after it should have been a fourth down.
First and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line.
The Bucs come out in a 4-3.
Soft, man. Danny.
Tucks it away. Thomas is there on the stop at the 40-yard line.
The best backs in the league average 4 to 5 yards a carry. But there are a lot of things that go into a successful running game. You got to have good play calling, good blocking up front, and a back that can take advantage when he sees the opening.
And he picks up about 4.
And 6.
Let's update you on the injury situation. They're saying it's a minor pain in his arm, and he might be able to get back into the game. Gets the toss to the right. Mays comes up to make the play at the 49-yard line. And he was able to create a lot of space on that run, John.
Well, it started with some good blocking. And when he got through there, he turned upfield, and they weren't in position to tackle him.
It's first and 10.
Ball on the 49-yard line.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Will.
Only one man back.
Come on.
Hand off to the tailback. Can't wrap him. They'll spot this one at the 46. He wraps up the ball carrier. His tackle total is now 4. Conway returns from being injured.
Alert, 5. Hey, let's go. Let's turn it
Out of the gun.
All right, now.
Gets the pass off. He hits his receiver. Number 95 is there on the stop at the 36. The defense dropped everybody back, but he was able to find some space and make the catch for the first down.
That was a good read off the line by the receiver. He recognized his zone coverage, made a slight adjustment to his route. The quarterback knew where he would be, made a good throw, and they convert it for a first down.
Combs, the lone back. Hands it off to the back. Great fake. With the throw, gets away. McDaniels is there for the tackle at the 27-yard line.
A successful offense is one that can run and throw for good yardage on first down.
Ball on the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27-yard line.
Let's go.
Jones, the deep man. Looking upfield. Atkinson is there on the stop at the 19-yard line. And that gain will get them a fresh set of downs.
It was a great run. He saw his blockers create some room for him, and he accelerated right through the hole.
Ninth play of this drive, inside the red zone.
Quick shoot. Here we go.
The last time they were inside the 20, they got a touchdown out of it. With the throw, and he makes the grab. They're going to spot this one at the 2-yard line. He makes his 5th stop of the game on that play. And it's good for a first down. Two more yards and they'll be in the end zone.
What's the hard count?
Great play in the backfield by Siddons.
You want to get your field goal kicker as close as possible. But losing yards does not help matters.
It's second and goal at the 7-yard line.
Watch it play.
The Buccaneers come out in a 4-3. Hands it off. Misses the tackle. May is there for the tackle at the 2. Combs busted through for a few tough yards. 2 yards to go for the touchdown.
Ball on the 2-yard line.
Come on now, let's finish this. Let's go. We got it, we got it, we got it. Hold it, baby, hold it.
With the pass.
I think the quarterback just let that one get away.
What was his intended target? This might be a good challenge by the coach.
The call on the field is questionable. They're going to review it, and this one might get reversed.
Now, it looks like he came down with it. The official will have to decide, though. And, John, what do you think? Was he in bounds?
I think he was, but remember, to reverse it, the referee has to have clear visual evidence.
The pass was caught in the end zone. Touchdown.
So the coach looks a lot smarter after getting the play reversed in his team's favor.
It didn't hurt that the official had some great replays to look at, and they made it easy to overrule.
Herod comes in for the extra point. The point after is good. Just what they wanted to do, take a lot of time off the clock, cap it off with a touchdown.
They put out a great effort, controlling the line of scrimmage and getting some big plays that move the sticks. You want to keep seeing those sticks moving if you're on offense. Stick stopping is usually a bad thing.
Green Bay is lined up for the kickoff. Werner back to return.
Good distance. This one is handled by Turner. Ball on their own 20.
Start the drive at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
All right, let's go.
Wallace, the lone back.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go now.
The rush is on. With the pass, incomplete as the defender knocks it away. He threw it a little too soon and it missed the mark. The pass rush almost got to him.
I don't think he ever had a chance to set his feet. I'll tell you one thing, this defensive coach sure has his defensive linemen pumped up.
10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Green Bay with 6 defensive backs. Throwing. Almost intercepted. The defender got in between the ball and the receiver again.
The intended receiver on the play. Third and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
We're talking about bringing. Hey, let's go.
They'll go from the shotgun. Drops back. Pressure with the pass. What a catch. Carter is there for the tackle at the 27-yard line. Turner couldn't make it to the marker, and it brings up 4th down. So 3 and out, and they'll line up to punt. Fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 36-yard line. Green Bay will start the drive at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10.
Go make a play.
They'll go from the I formation. Gets the call. Conway comes up to make the play at the 35-yard line. Nothing doing that time, John, as the linebacker gets there quickly.
He's one of those guys who's a sure tackler. He'll move up and play physically at the line, come on a blitz, and play the run just about as well as anyone on the defense.
Line.
Come on.
The Bucks with a 4-man front.
Hey, watch the ball.
Spins away. They're going to spot this one at the 36. He found the ball carrier there again, and that's something we've seen plenty of in this game. Ball on their own 36.
Ball on the 36-yard line.
Get some slot going. Turn over, baby. Stay both left. Hey, let's go 1 deep. Watch underneath.
Gets rid of it. And he makes the grab. Ellis comes up to make the play at the 44.
This guy's really firing on all cylinders. Seems like it's a big play just about every time we call his name.
First and 10.
Ball on the 44-yard line.
Let us dictate. Not today. Watch a man. Say, watch the screen.
They give it to the halfback. Bryant is there for the tackle at the 39-yard line. Jones rumbles forward for a gain of 4. Ball on the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39-yard line.
They ain't got nothing.
Out of the I formation. Hand it off. Molden is there on the stop at the 31.
9-yard gain on the play. First and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line.
All right, let's go. Here we go. It's showtime, baby.
The Bucks with a 4-man front.
Let's do our thing. Let's do
Hand
our
off to
thing.
the tailback. Levy is there for the tackle at the 27.
A big part of this guy's running style is to use the blockers to set up his cut, but they were nowhere to be found on that run.
Second and 7. Ball on the 27-yard line.
All right, now.
Dime backs in for this play. Dropping back with the throw. Pulls it down. And he'll take it out of bounds at the 6. Good throw, good catch to move the chains.
You know, as a receiver, all you have to do is get a step, and this guy's going to put the ball on you.
It's first and goal at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, you see me. Hey, watch the counter. Get me going. Yeah, it's on. Nothing. They don't get
Hand it off
nothing.
to the back. Jets the tackle. And he gets in there. Touchdown.
You're going to see what happened here. This is a bruising run. He gets it, and boom, he pounds his way in for the score.
The point after is good.
They did everything they had to on that one, and the end result is a trip across the goal line and a TD on the board.
Perry looks like he's just about ready to kick this one off.
Werner back to return.
This one is fielded by Turner. The defense forced a punt the last time after 3 plays. Ball on their own 20.
20-yard line. First and 10.
Yo, one. Everything you got.
Wallace, the lone setback. Matt, the man in motion.
Deuce it.
Boy, the counterplay. The 40, midfield. Alexander is there for the tackle at the 36-yard line. Wallace is having an outstanding day with over 100 yards rushing.
First
Ball
and
on the
10.
36-yard line.
Ball on the 36-yard line.
Come on. Let's go.
To carry it. Number 95 comes up to make the play.
On the carry.
Wallace
Gain
runs
of
it
6
through the middle, a
on the
gain of
play.
about 6. Second and 4 coming up
Ball
here.
on the 31-yard line.
Hey, watch the screens. All right, here we go. Keep the throttle down.
The rush is on. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it. He was tipped. And he throws incomplete because he had major pressure.
The corner came on a blitz and he sprinted for the quarterback. Guys love the opportunity to get a sack. And that time he just missed taking him down.
3rd and 4. Ball on the 31-yard line.
Here we come. Play hard and fast, baby. Set.
With the throw, wide receiver has it. Number 90 is there for the tackle at the 23-yard line. Great throw to beat the zone.
I'll tell you, the defense has to do a better job of coming up and clamping down on the receiver whenever he enters their zone.
So we've reached the end of the third quarter with the Packers ahead of the Buccaneers 42-7. The teams are set for the fourth quarter of play.
1st and 10. Ball on the 23-yard line.
Regular. So we gonna take it.
Green Bay comes out in their nickel package. This one will be spotted at the 19-yard line. He found the ball carrier to make his 4th stop of the game. They're in the red zone.
Ball on the 19-yard line.
Stay at home. Good shoot.
Well, late in the game, they finally make it inside the 20. Singleton is there for the tackle at the 14-yard line.
On the play.
Third down now. To convert, they have to get it to the 13.
Hey, let's go one deep. Come on. Hard count, fellas.
Going for the first on short yardage. Throws it. Almost picked off. And because of that drop would-be interception, they can still kick a field goal.
You can't miss chances like that to steal points away.
Everything you got. Here we go. Get down deep.
Give it to the halfback. Number 50 comes up to make the play at the 13-yard line. And, John, that was the safer option on 4th down.
That's not always the most exciting play, a run up the middle for a yard or 2. But it sure gets your team fired up when they get the yards on 4th down and keep those chains moving.
Keep moving. All right, now.
Hand it off to the back. They'll go with a play fake. Guns it to the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Watch this catch by the tight end. I always say the tight end is always more of a threat in the red zone. He's a big target, and his skills sometimes cause matchup problems for the defense.
Set. Hey, hey.
The extra point attempt is good. The Bucs still down by a bunch. Nice in to kick this one off.
Jones back to return.
Nice kick. Plenty of distance. This one is fielded by Jones. Ball on their own 20.
At the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Get it up.
The Buccaneers come out in a nickel package.
Check it. Bring it up, bring it up.
They give it to the halfback. Avery is there on the stop at the 23. Jones rumbles forward for a gain of 4. Ball on their own 23.
Ball on the 23-yard line.
All right, let's go.
The Bucks line up in a 4-3.
Hey, let's go.
The rush is on. Throws it. This one falls incomplete. Can't complete the short pass attempt, so they'll have a 3rd down now.
3rd and 7. Ball on the 23-yard line.
Danny. Good shoot.
Combs, the lone setback.
Stay both now.
To carry it. They'll spot this one at the 27-yard line. He wraps him up and now has 4 tackles. Well, that didn't cut it. Now they're looking at 4th down.
And they made the decision to just keep it on the ground. Take time off the clock, not force anything. This is a luxury of being ahead.
Mormon comes into the game for the punt. Turner sets up, waiting for the punt. And he signals for the fair catch.
This is one of those situations where they're playing for respect. The game really hasn't gone the way they thought it would, but they have a lot of pride in their team. And I'd expect to see them keep fighting till that final whistle.
1st and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line.
Back it up, baby. Lucky.
They line up in the I formation.
They soft, man. Watch the face.
Crosses it left. He's brought down behind the line for a short loss. He's there to make yet another outstanding defensive play.
He made a name for himself with plays like that. He's one of those guys that every defensive coordinator would love to have on his team. He's smart, he plays with good intensity, and he's a heck of a leader on and off the field.
Under 10.
Green Bay comes out in their nickel package with the pass picked off. And it will be an interference call on that play. The only question, was it the defender or the receiver?
Pass interference on the defense. Number 56.
So he pays for his aggressiveness.
Yeah, the defender has to be careful and make sure he plays the ball rather than the receiver.
Ball on their own 44.
Ball on the 44-yard line.
Don't make a play. Keep the throttle down.
The backs are lined up in an I.
Do something. Clear.
Receives the handoff. Jackson comes up to make the play at the 46. Wallace takes advantage of a little daylight, picks up 3 yards. Ball on their own 46.
Ball on the 46-yard line.
So low. Let's go. It's showtime, baby.
Only one man back. Dropping back, stepping up, going deep. And he lets it slip out of his grasp. Good push by the defensive line, forcing the incomplete pass.
He hung in there. He didn't really have the time that he needed to make the play. The quarterback has to know who his outlet guy is and get the ball to him when he feels that pressure coming.
And here's a look at each team's success on 3rd down so far. The defense lines up in the nickel. Under pressure, gets rid of it. Jumps up, he has it. And he's ridden out at the 27-yard line.
This is a guy who comes to play, and he seems to make big catches when they really need him. This time they needed to convert on 3rd down, and he's there for the reception and the 1st down.
Come on. Watch the snap down. Let's go. From the start. One sin. Don't stop that motor. Watch out. Bring it up. Keep it up.
Handed off to the back. Jackson comes up to make the play. And he chases him down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
I'll tell you, he's one of the most knowledgeable defenders in the league. He knows how to play the game, and he always knows what's going on.
2nd and 11. Ball on the 27-yard line.
Wallace, the lone setback. Dropping back, gets the pass off. Number 35 is there on the stop.
Perfect execution to get this 1st down. Look at it here. He knows how far they have to move the chains, and he gets it by making the right decision and laying it in there like that.
Tampa! One of us will make a play. Clear! Clear! No, that's it.
Little misdirection. Stiff arm to the ground. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Flags are down, and this one appears to be on the offense.
On the offense, number 87.
And they do bring this one back. What a blunder as it takes away points. It's first and goal at the 12.
Great shoot.
The Packers come out on a nickel package. Pumps, throws to the end zone, catches it.
Watch this play. He's able to find a hole in the defense, and he gets into the end zone. Now that's an example of how to use your personnel in the red zone and how to create mismatches.
Set.
The extra point attempt is good. The Buccaneers need a few breaks if they even want to think about the comeback.
A few breaks and then some. Might be a little late in the game to think about the comeback now.
They don't have time to kick it away and go on defense, so they're going for the onside kick. Here's the onside kick.
They just need to eat up clock now because they have this game pretty well in hand.
First and 10. Ball on the 44-yard line.
What's the hard count? Turn it up now. Here we go.
Only one man in the backfield. Handed off to the back. Levy is there on the stop at the 42. Jones paddles his way forward for what appears to be a 2-yard pickup. Second and 8 coming up here.
Ball on the 42-yard line.
Defense, get ready. Play football.
The Bucs line up in a 4-3.
They don't get nothing.
Looking for room. Nice play fake. Rolls right. With the throw. And he can't find a way to keep possession.
All he can do is look at his hands and wonder what the heck happened.
Third and 8. Ball on the 42-yard line.
Here we go.
Only one man in the backfield to carry it. The 30. Ellis is there for the tackle at the 23. Big gain on that play, 19 yards.
First and 10. Ball on the 23-yard line.
Get it up.
The Buccaneers come out in a nickel package. Oliver is there on the stop at the 17-yard line. Jones runs it through the middle, a gain of about 6. Ball on the 17-yard line.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
Hey, what's the counter?
They have a big lead, and they're on the move again inside the 20. On the call. Molden is there for the tackle at the 16-yard line. The defensive tackle surged through the line to bring the runner down. It's third down now, and to convert, they have to get it to the 13. The Bucs line up in a 4-3. Hand off to the tailback. They'll spot this one at the 15-yard line. That's his third tackle of the contest. Fourth down upcoming, but they're in position to add to their lead.
Yeah, and that's what they wanted to do. Control the ball and the clock while getting into position to add at least 3 points.
Herrick will come in looking to drive a field goal.
The field goal attempt will be from 32 yards.
The field goal attempt is good. The Packers are now well positioned for a victory with virtually no time left for 3 scoring drives.
Yeah, the defense really needed to force a punt there. They couldn't get it done. This one is over.
Green Bay is lined up for the kickoff. Turner back to return.
Booming kick downfield. This one is handled by Turner.
It sure doesn't look like they're going to be able to come back in this one, but it's an issue of pride. They want to prove that they're better than they've played so far.
The
First and 10.
will start the drive at the 20-yard line. First and 10.
Let's go.
Wallace in the backfield.
I'm coming through, baby. Hey, watch that screen. Hold the look.
With the pass. Incomplete pass. The defense forced the issue that time, John.
The guys up front got good pressure, forcing him to get rid of that one before he wanted to.
Second and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Shotgun. Shotgun. Rush in. It's on. Clear. Clear.
Drops back. Gets the pass off. Nearly intercepted. Yet another drop for him.
The intended receiver on the play. Third and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line.
The backs are lined up in an eye.
Watch the play. You gotta have it, Pete. Nothing long. Nothing long. Here I come. You need a rush. There we go, Pete.
Gets rid of it. And this pass is completed. They'll spot this one at the 27-yard line. Solid game, except on the tackle. Tampa Bay calls a timeout. They have 2 timeouts remaining. It's 4th down and 3 yards to go.
Let's go, man. Deuce it, deuce it. Here we go, Sid. No more, fellas. Get it, come on.
Handed off to the back. Merriman is there for the tackle at the 29. Down by this much here in the 4th, they had no choice but to go for it.
Well, they're at the point of the game where they have to try something. Heck, next time maybe you try something else, but you can understand why they want to go for it here.
The
ball on the 29-yard line.
At the 29-yard line. First and 10.
We're coming to wreck.
The Bucks with a 4-man front. Jones moves in motion.
Watch it play. Blue day, blue day.
Fullback handoff. Breaks the tackle. Mays is there on the stop at the 25-yard line. So that's a gain of about 5. Second and 6.
Ball on the 25-yard line.
Keep the throttle down.
Jones, the deep man.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
He gets the carry. Bryant is there for the tackle at the 22-yard line. Jones eclipses the 100-yard mark on that carry.
I'm guessing this should be a run. The defense can't be lollygagging around, because if they are and they give up a first, this one's over.
Ball on the 22-yard line.
Keep it up. Hey, let's go.
They'll go from the I formation.
Watch screen.
On the carry. May takes him down before he can get the first. Nothing doing on that running play, so they'll probably send in the kicker.
I think so. When you've got the lead, you don't have to try anything fancy. You just tack on the 3 and put the game in your defense's hands.
So this will be a 39-yard field goal try. The field goal attempt is good. The Packers continue to increase their lead. Will be kicking off.
Werner back deep to return.
This one is handled by Turner.
The Buccaneers will start the drive at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Out of the I formation.
Be careful. Hey, watch the screen.
He'll pass on 1st down. Dumps it off. Swings it out to the fullback. Number 35 is there on the stop at the 24. They're going to go with a no huddle.
Play hard and fast.
Stepping up. Down he goes. Great effort that time, John. He's clearly one of the best in the league.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's been playing for a while now. And let me tell you, he might never be better than he is right now.
Gets the pass off. Incomplete pass.
When you talk about ball control and time of possessions, that's not what you want to see.
So as we get set for the punt, let's take a look at our returners' stats. Nystrom is ready to punt this one away. Jones lines up deep for the punt return. He signals for a fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 35-yard line.
We like a pack of wolves. We gotta have it, D. Don't stop that motor. Temple. Hey. Let's do our thing. Hey.
He'll just take a knee.
Bianco. Let's go now. It's on. All right, let's go. Come on. Hey, watch the ball. Hey. Come on. Hey. Watch the fake. Keep the throttle down.
Not much of a contest. One team pouring it on for a big margin of victory. For EA Sports, this is Al.
The Buccaneers. Thank you for attending today's ball.